Atlus wants to know if gamers want their games on Xbox. As we know, Xbox in general does not sell well in Japan, and the Xbox One virtually didn't sell at all. But one of the goals Phil Spencer has talked about going forward with Xbox is to really increase the foothold that they have in that market. Now, before we get into this any further, if you guys are new here and you enjoy what you see throughout this video, I'd really appreciate you hitting that subscribe button to help this channel grow and help grow this community so we can have some great conversations in the comments below. So Atlus, as we know, is a subsidiary of Sega, and they put out a consumer survey in Japan every single year. And one of the questions they have within that survey is where people would like to see Persona, what other platforms they want to see it on. And they have never included Xbox until this year. So this here says the survey now features an Xbox option, a first in the Atlus long tradition of sending out yearly surveys. In February 2020, Atlus posted a survey focusing on the Switch and PC platforms, similar to how this recently published one explores the possibilities of Xbox. So here's the question. It says, if the following Persona series titles were released, would you think I want to play this? If that's what you think, please answer for which devices, and you go down and it says here, I want to play this on Xbox. Now, in general, I think Atlus is kind of trying to expand out to more platforms as they're seeing their games are becoming less niche and a lot more popular. I mean, Persona in general now, even in North America, isn't really a niche game. It is extremely popular. And we saw this in 2020 when Atlus released Persona 4 Golden on PC, which ended an 8-year-long PlayStation Vita exclusive, and it sold really well and had a very positive reception. So obviously they made a bunch of money off that. They're happy about it. They were excited, and they were excited to see that consumers on the PC enjoyed the game. So this may be leading them to start thinking, should we start putting Persona games, or should we start putting our Atlus games on other platforms, adding in Xbox as one of the potential platforms that could see these games. I think this is great. I think that Xbox, if they were able to get Persona games and Atlus games on Xbox Game Pass, it would be a huge thing for them, especially in the Japanese market. Phil Spencer did an interview a couple of months ago, and he really talked about how he wants to get into the consciousness of the Japanese market, saying here, I also have an affinity for the amazing creators that are in Japan, and I spend a lot of time there, and I want to make sure the creators see Xbox as a great place for their games. So when I see things like pre-orders going well, I want to be part of the gaming consciousness in Japan. Even if we don't win or whatever that means, I need to be part of their consciousness. And that makes a lot of sense because he also talks about the pre-orders in Japan, how well they did, saying our pre-orders in Japan sold out almost instantly. Our pre-order numbers exceeded our Xbox One sales for the previous year. So obviously the Xbox Series is already doing better than the Xbox One. It's most likely going to sell more than the Xbox One did. So their hardware sales have improved. Here are the latest Famitsu numbers in terms of hardware sales. Now, it's nothing earth-shattering or anything, but the Xbox Series X, and this is up to February 28th, is at 27,883 hardware sales in Japan. The Series S is at 7,634. Obviously, the PlayStation is greatly outselling it. Obviously, Nintendo Switch is greatly outselling everything. But it's interesting to see the Nintendo Switch is doing so well. It is a handheld. So I think that is really an area of opportunity that Xbox can try to take advantage of. With Xbox Game Pass Ultimate, with the Xbox ecosystem, the ability to have xCloud and to play games on a mobile device is probably what they are thinking about, how they're going to try to get into that market more. And to be able to do that, it's great and all to have xCloud and to have the ability to play on your Android phone and in the future on iOS through the browser feature. But they need to get Japanese games on Xbox Game Pass. They need to be able to have the games available to Japanese gamers in order to entice them to play. And I think Persona would just be a huge step in the right direction, and getting more JRPGs on the surface would be a huge step in the right direction. We've already seen Yakuza. We've seen like all the Final Fantasy games on there. So that's big. But I think Persona would just be one that really puts it over the top. And I think it would be great for the North American market as well. I think people in North America would play Persona if it came onto Game Pass. Sega and Microsoft have had a great relationship for a very long time. We've recently seen Sega come out and say that they are really happy with the performance of their games on Game Pass. But their relationship goes back all the way to like the Dreamcast days. So this is interesting. It shows Atlus is more open-minded to more platforms for their games. Adding Xbox into that consumer survey shows that they are kind of thinking about it. They want to see the results. Now, obviously, with only 27,000 Xbox Series X's, 7,000 Xbox Series S's. The amount of people that select Xbox on that consumer survey may be low, but xCloud is supposed to be launching in Japan in 2021, and maybe next year's consumer survey, that number goes way up if people are subscribing to Xbox Game Pass and playing games on a mobile device through xCloud. We'll have to wait and see. It's all interesting stuff, but I think it's a good move by Xbox trying to get a bigger foothold in Japan. Anyways, guys, that's it for me. Let me know what you think about this in the comments below. Do you think that this means anything going forward for Xbox and for Persona potentially coming to the Xbox platform? Would you like to see Persona and other Atlus games coming to Xbox Game Pass? And if they did, do you think people would play them in North America and in Europe? If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that thumbs up button. If you're new here and you like what you see throughout this video, I'd really appreciate you hitting that subscribe button to help this channel grow, help grow this community so we can have great conversations in the comments below. I really appreciate all of your support recently. My channel has been growing and it is awesome to see. I love seeing all the comments. I love seeing the discussions that go on. So thank you guys for all of that. Thank you again for watching. Thank you for your support, and I'll catch you in the next video.